Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good? Well, welcome to the 2021 Banjo Gathering concert. We're here in Williamsburg, Virginia, and my name is Cullen Strawn. I'm the executive director for the arts at Old Dominion University, just down the road in Norfolk, Virginia, and we are a co-sponsor of this event along with Elderly Instruments. Lily Werbin's here. And check out Elderly for all of your instrument needs, and they give good advice too. Really glad to be here. So many people are here despite the pandemic, and we have a lot of people watching online, and we'll be live streaming this to the world as well. So lots and lots of people will get to benefit from all the talent that's in this room. The Banjo Gathering has been in existence for decades, and it brings together collectors and makers and players and scholars. There's really nothing like it. You can go in this room back here and see instruments that go way back in the 19th century and all the way through things that are being made today. Again, super talented people making these banjos, playing them, doing research on them, and collecting them. I want to also give a big shout out to the forefathers of the Banjo Gathering who dreamed this up these many decades ago: Peter Zago, Jim Bullman, Hank Schwartz. And tonight is a variety show format, so each act that comes up, plays a tune or two and tells some jokes and stuff like that. So please welcome, as the first act, the Christian Stanfield Duo featuring Christian Stanfield and Aaron Jonah Lewis.
Okay, well, welcome to our show. Thank you, Cullen. I am a banjo collector, maker, player, and researcher. And I've evenly distributed my little talent across all four of those areas. So I do nothing especially well, but I do a little bit of everything. So we're gonna start the show off, and then they'll bring the real musical well, some of the real musical talent is actually up here. Please give a round of applause to my partner tonight, Mr. Aaron Jonah Lewis, who by his very presence is gonna make me sound better than I actually am. So we're gonna start things off tonight. I'm gonna do a trio of things, I guess, for you. And we're gonna start tonight. I was thinking about incorporating this first thing into tomorrow night's presentation, but 30 minutes goes really, really fast. It was a little ambitious. So we're gonna do this thing tonight instead of tomorrow night. But I will say, for those of you who are here tomorrow night, the final presentation of the evening, and I believe of the weekend, will be my phonograph presentation on the banjo in Irish traditional music. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow night, and I've got my phonograph. I'm going to play some samples and have some slides that you can look at, and we're going to go through the history of that instrument in traditional music from Ireland. But right now, even though you haven't heard all of that history, to have a context for the piece we're going to play, we're going to go ahead and do a live Irish tune. So I'm going to play a very short scale Irish tenor banjo with a resonator of my own manufacture. And Aaron Jonah Lewis is going to play a fiddle. Did you make that fiddle?
No.
Okay, that's okay. He plays it very well.
Well, it's covered in my skin cells.
Okay, so it's part of you.
So yeah, I did make it.
Okay, so we're going to start off the program tonight and play a jig. This is called the Kesh Jig, arranged for tenor banjo and fiddle. Here we go. That's what we did back there, right? We just arranged it. All right. Fresh Jig, which is a very popular old Irish tune that you'll hear often at Irish sessions. So for the second number, I'm gonna play a little 5-string clawhammer banjo. We're gonna do a song that's part of the repertoire of my band. My wife and I, for those of you who don't know, and I have a couple of CDs here with me. We have a band in Memphis called the Side Street Steppers. We've been around since the summer of 2009. We predominantly and primarily play material from the 1920s and 30s, the golden age of American gramophone recording. And we're gonna do a song that was recorded in 1926 by Charlie Poole and his North Carolina Ramblers. And an interesting thing about this song, the song itself, which is called the White House Blues, concerns events that took place in 2001 in Buffalo, New York, at a World's Fair that was held there. It was the occasion. What did I say? 2001. Thank you very much. Okay, 100 years before that. 100 years before that. But I guess, but it's good that I said 2001 because, because what the point that I want to illustrate is that in the day before, television and iPhones and kind of, instant access to information, even when there were newspapers, but before radio, news kind of traveled slowly from town to town. And so there's a history, particularly in rural areas, of communicating news by song. So for instance, if you had this great big boat that you were going to sail from England to America called like the Titanic, and it went down, people would write songs about this, and this is the way they kind of memorialized that and transmitted information. So even though this event occurred in 1901, and we're not exactly sure when the song was written after that, but much before this recording date, because Charlie Poole and his North Carolina Ramblers cut this number in 1926 for the Columbia label. So we're going to play our version of White House Blues. McKinley squawk now. Doc said, McKinley, I can't find that ball from Buffalo to Washington. Roosevelt in the White House, he's doing his best. I said, McKinley, in the graveyard, he's taking his rest. Said he's gone the whole time. Hush, little children, now don't you fret. I said that you pension that your papa's dead. From Buffalo to Washington. Play it, John. Standing at the station just looking at the time. See by it you're running about 9:30 from Buffalo to Washington. Roosevelt in the White House drinking out of a silver cup. I said, McKinley in the graveyard, he ain't never waking up. Said he's gone long time gone out here. You see what you've done. You shot my husband with that Ivy Johnson gun. Now carry him back to Washington. Doc told the horse, he tore down the reins. Said to that horse, you gotta outrun this train from Buffalo to Washington. Doc came a-running, he picked off his specs. He said, now, Mr. McKinley, best cash in your checks. You're bound to die, bound to die, bound to die now. Mr. Aaron Jonah Lewis.
Thank you. Good job.
Doing some fancy fiddling there. Thank you very much for joining me. So I'm going to play this last number I'm going to play. I love playing banjo family instruments and making them. And my wife is the primary banjo player in our band. She plays banjo ukulele and 5-string banjo, 3-finger and clawhammer style. So mostly in our band, I play tenor banjo for Dixieland stuff. I do play mandolin in our band, and sometimes I'll play ragtime pieces on banjo mandolin. But my main role in the Side Street Steppers is to play guitar and to sing. And so we had an opportunity this fall. A guy passed away who was a big fan of our band. We didn't really know him very well, who lived in kind of outside of Knoxville in East Tennessee. And so he made a lot of plans, I guess, while he was still alive. He knew it was happening. He had a terminal illness. And so him and his wife got in touch with me like a couple months before he passed away and planned this elaborate celebration of life event. And it was really cool to work with someone who was so comfortable about what was going to happen and just wanted everyone to kind of have a good time and have his remembrance, be filled with things that meant a lot to him. And so he asked us to do 3 songs at this event, and one of them he wanted, just me to do on solo guitar without the rest of the band. And it was, it's a blues, Southern Virginia blues number recorded by this guy named Luke Jordan, about whom not too terribly much is known, and it's just this really nice blend of not even double entendre, really kind of single entendre, I guess, stuff. But I mean, it's this great song that I think on the 78 RPM, which I own a copy of, it gets really overshadowed by the flip side of the record. The B side of the record is his rendition of the Dick Justice tune, Cocaine Blues. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but it's a real powerhouse number. But the A side of this record, this is called Church Bells Blues. And so anyway, I'm going to play this for you and sing it right now on this wooden banjo that Bob Smakula was kind enough to lend me for the occasion. Well, them church bells are ringing, secretary's singing, preacher's preaching, can't you hear sisters shouting? The children in the pulpit, mama trying to learn my song. And that low down dirty deacon done stole my gal and gone. My older brother had 'em, my sister had 'em, my auntie had 'em, my mother died with 'em. I woke up this morning, family had the weary blues. Poke my head around the corner, poor old grandma had 'em too. I done more for you, woman, way last winter. I laid in the 40, I scuffled through the summer, and I done more for you, woman, than the good Lord ever done. Came downtown and got you some good hair where the Lord hadn't given you none. You better stop, you little woman, from eating my meat, spending my wine, she's drinking all my money. I said, you better stop your gal, but from tickling under my chin. You're gonna come home some of these mornings, partner, where you can't get in. Play the blues now. No bank boy, no superintendent, clerk in no commissary. I ain't gonna work on no tipple, and I promise to the good Lord, partner, not to dig no coal. I'm gonna hang around this here country, baby, find me a little jelly roll. Well, them church bells are ringing, secretary singing, preacher's preaching, can't you hear sisters shouting? The children in the pulpit, mama trying to learn my song. And that low down dirty deacon done stole my gal and gone. All right, stick around for some real talent. Christian Stanfield, Side Street Suburbs, Memphis, Tennessee.
Let's hear it for Christian Stanfield and Aaron Jonah Lewis. Such great playing. Words fail, but I'll try. Our next performer. You got it?
I got it.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Whew. My van needs cleaning out there if you want to do that too. So this next performer is one of the best around. I think he wins every contest he enters. He and I also share a love of West Africa. We traveled to Mali in West Africa many times. We speak the Bambara language. We're always chatting to each other up in Bambara if we see each other. I'll teach you some. Say, wara. Wara. Deni. Deni. Wara deni. Wara deni. Okay, so this is his name in Mali, and it means little baby lion. Can't make this stuff up. Please welcome to the stage Seth Swingle.
What can I say but shucks? Well, I'll tell a banjo joke while I tune. Wow. Thankfully, I can't hear what you're saying. We'll stay. I'm playing this lovely presentation grade 6-string banjo made by Pete Ross. Thank you, Pete. I still like this banjo a lot. It's very pretty. And an old bacon pot that I bought from Bob Smocula when I was a lot younger. I've gotten most of the nice banjos that I've ever owned in my life have come from the Banjo Collectors Gathering one way or another. The first one of these I attended, I think I was 14 or 15, and I bought a banjo from George Gibson out in the parking lot, like immediately outside. It was held here in Williamsburg, and he sold me a banjo on credit, which just goes to show you there's still heroes in this world. And I did pay him back, so George, wherever you are right now, we're square, buddy. And speaking of George Gibson, here's a tune from Kentucky. This is a version of Coal Creek March that came from Marion Underwood. I think it's Underwood, or else Underhill. I always get it confused. Underwood, thank you. You see, so I got it right. I shouldn't doubt myself. Who was the banjo player in Taylor's Kentucky Boys. So yeah, here you go. This has some interesting chord choices, but I swear, it's right off the 78. Thank you. Now I'm going to play a lovely Imperial Banjarine on loan from Bob Smocula. Thanks, Bob. Good enough. Yeah, I grew up playing old-time music, and then I guess about 6 years ago I started getting into Irish trad music, and it's really fun. I like playing both types of music. So here's a tune that I learned on 5-string. It's an O'Carolan tune, so from the famous 1700s blind wandering harp player O'Carolan. This is a tune that he wrote to thank one of his many rich patrons who put him up. So it's called Planxty Davis. Do I have time for one more? All right. Stay. Here's a tune. This is from, I want to say, the 1865 Converse book, the green one, but I could be mistaken. It's a tune called Fanny Polka. Greg, do you know? I think this is from the Converse. If not, it's from Buckley's 1860. Anyway, it's a tune called Fanny Polka, a sort of minstrel classic era tune. This is sort of probably a very free interpretation of it, but I just really fell in love with the melody, so here we go. banjo. Thank you. Is that good? One more? Good. All right.
Let's hear it again for Seth Swingle. Do you still remember how to say his Bomberin name? Anybody? Waradeni. All right. These next two are some of my favorites. Is everybody still okay out there? Yeah. All right. So you're about to be better. I love them as people. I love their music. They play in a trio called the MSG Acoustic Blues Trio. And the S, Miles Spicer, is not here tonight, so you're getting the duo. And please welcome to the stage Jackie Merritt and Risa Gibbs.
It's kind of a funny story. Cullen, what was about a month ago? That thing. Anyway, Cullen said, "Hey, you want to perform at the Banjo Gathering?" And I went, "What? Are you kidding me? I've been playing a year of banjo, right? And it's like some of the best banjo players on the planet here. So we decided we would play, but not play banjo."
Yeah, let's give it up for little baby cute little tiger lion, lion cub extraordinaire.
So
Thank you.
all right, so we're going to do a couple of original songs. And Risa and I are also doing, he mentioned MSG Acoustic Blues Trio, where we do acoustic Piedmont-style blues. We've been together about 20-some years. And Risa and I are doing a duo called Jackie and Risa, so.
Isn't that catchy?
Yeah, it is, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I know most of you, if not all of you, can relate to this first song. It's about the evils of money, or
the lack thereof.
yeah. Okay, so it's called Money Makes You Crazy, but you have to join us. You will know your part, okay?
This is about family, mainly about her family.
Yeah, it's a true story.
Yeah.
Can't make, what do you say? Can't
Can't
this?
make it up.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Money makes you crazy all the time, yeah. Money makes you crazy, makes you lose your mind. Can you hear me now? Money makes you crazy all the time, yeah. Money makes you crazy, makes you lose your mind. It turns sister against brother, father against son, cousin against cousin when the wrong is done. Hand stretched out for a piece of the pie. Forget about kindness when somebody dies. I say now, money makes you crazy all the time, yeah. Money makes you crazy, makes you lose your mind. Can't hear you now. Money makes you crazy all the time, yeah. Money makes you crazy, makes you lose your mind. Long lost relatives you never knew come crawling out the woodwork to claim their due. Friends you've known your whole life through will stab you in the back to claim a lottery pool. I say now, money makes you crazy. I can't hear y'all.
Crazy all
Time,
money.
yeah. Money makes you crazy, makes you lose your mind.
Whoa,
yeah.
money.
Makes you crazy all the time.
Whoa,
yeah.
money.
Money makes you crazy, makes stretched out for a piece of the pie. Forget about kindness when somebody dies. Sister against brother, father against son, cousin against cousin when the wrong is done. I say now,
Money.
I can hear you. Yeah, money makes you crazy, makes you lose your mind. Yeah, now money makes you crazy all the time.
I said
Yeah. Money makes you crazy, makes you lose your mind. Woo! All right. Thank you. So hopefully I can sing this next song, and we're going to invite Cullen up to join us.
What's your name and
I'll make it.
what's your name in West African?
Shaka Sidibe.
Oh yeah.
Shaka Sidibe.
Shaka City baby. No.
Sidibe.
City.
Sidi
CD.
Be.
B.
Yeah.
CD B.
Sidibe. Oh, well, Shaka is like Isaac, and Sidibe, that's like Fulani last name. Sangare Sidibe, these names are cattle herders and hunters, and I was there studying hunter expressive culture, music, dance, oral poetry, textiles, awesome, old stuff.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Mine's Risa.
Hi.
All right, we're going to do another original song, and this one
Another
is
family
called,
song?
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, this is called Front Porch Blues, and I'm thirsty. Yeah, thank you very much. My mom's family was like 11 sisters and brothers, and do you guys remember back in the day, well, maybe if you live out in the country, where you know your neighbors?
I hope you know.
And
hope
we
you want
used
to
to
know your
have-
neighbors.
we used to have fish fries on Fridays, and the neighborhood would come over, family would come over, and my dad would go out in the morning and catch the fish.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Baby Lion Cub gave me some water. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
So my dad would go in the mornings. I lived down in Virginia Beach, Hampton area. So he would go out in the mornings and catch the fish, and then in the afternoon, I would be out in the backyard with him cleaning them. And my mom would fry them up, and she was also known for making these grilled cakes that were different from most. She would fry them in the frying pan and with
Griddle cakes.
yeah, they're called grill. But anyway, they named them Jerry cakes. My mom's name is Jerry. So anyway, if you ever need somebody to clean spots or croakers,
And I do a really good job of eating them, so if you
good.
need company. You know.
All right, so like I said, this is called Front Porch Blues.
And I'm going to be wearing one string of this McNally drumstick out. So next year I'm going to play 2 strings for you. I promise.
Sitting on the front porch with nothing to do, hanging out with friends and family too, drinking iced tea, telling a joke or two. Those are the good times I remember now. Lazy summer days, oh so so hot, eating ice cream and Kool-Aid pops, playing the dozens, laughing a lot. Those are the good times I remember now. Lazy summer days, oh so hot, eating ice cream and Kool-Aid pops, playing the dozens, laughing a lot. Okay, those are the good times I remember now. Mama warned, Uncle Boy is here. Don't go touching his jar and don't go drinking his beer. Fried fish and jerry cakes, crabs you can smell a mile away. Those are the good times I remember now. Lazy summer days, come on y'all. Oh so hot, make up some words. Eating ice cream and Kool-Aid pops, playing the dozens, watch it now, and lying a lot. Those are the good times I remember now. Those are the good times I remember now. All right.
Jackie Mann.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, let's hear it for Jackie and Risa. Yeah, I know. Only two? Only two? Two good ones. All right. Really excited about this next thing that's about to happen. Not going to say too much. But please welcome Bill Mansfield and Chris Mermain.
thing catches the young and the old. Just like a plate of boarding house hash, many a man's been sold. It'll make you feel like a freshwater eel and cause your head to swell. You'll lose your mind, for love is blind, and use your pocket as well. Boys, stay away from the girls that say and give them plenty of room. Or after you wed, they'll bang you till you're dead with a bald-headed end of the broom. And spend his money to prove he's solid in love. When his money's all gone and his clothes are knock, and you find the old saying is true, that a bird in the hand's worth two in the bush, but what is he going to do? Boys, stay away from the girls that say and give them plenty of room. Or after you wed, they'll bang you till you're dead with the bald-headed end of the broom. Love runs true and strong. When they have to feed on hash, love doesn't last so long. With a wife and 17 half-starved kids, I'll tell you it's no fun. When the butcher comes around to collect his bill with a dog and an old shotgun. Boys, stay away from the girls that say and give them plenty of room. Or after you wed, they'll bang you till you're dead with a bald-headed end of the broom. Don't be in a hurry to wed. You'll think you're in clover till the honeymoon's over, and then you'll wish you're dead. With a cross-eyed baby on each knee and a wife with a plaster on her nose, you'll find that love don't run so smooth when you have to wear second-hand clothes. Boys, stay away from the girls that say and give them plenty of room. Or after you wed, they'll bang you till you're dead with a bald-headed end of the broom. Stay away from the girls that say and give them plenty of room. Or after you wed, they'll bang you till you're dead with a bald-headed end of the broom. Well, thank you. That first tune was, what was that first one?
Sally Ann Johnson, collected by Alan Jabor from the West Virginia fiddler Henry Reed. Someone in this room is going to tell me it's twin sisters, but as Alan used to say, they're all boys of blue hell.
But whatever you call it, it's a good tune. And of course, we follow that up with the song, The Bald-Headed End of the Broom, which offers a realistic picture of marital relationships, I suppose. And since this is a banjo gathering, I'll tell you that I was playing that on an old Vega tubaphone with a Kyle Creed neck. And for a long time, Chris and I played banjo and fiddle duets, and it's just fine. One day he said, well, let me try the banjo on that, and that took me by surprise. But it was a pleasant surprise because Chris is a really good banjo player. And what kind of banjo are you playing
this
this
is
evening?
a new Kevin Enoch banjo, played by Kevin Enoch. I've had it about 3 or 4 years, and I can't wait to see what it sounds like in 50 years, but I probably won't. But it sounds pretty damn good now. So.
Okay, and this is a song, Barney McCoy. We learned it from a Ernest Stoneman record for you 70, 80 enthusiasts out there. Are you ready, Miss Romaine? 1, 2, 3. I'm going far away, Nora darling, and I'm leaving such an angel far behind. It breaks the heart in two, which I fondly give to you. For no other was so loving, kind, and true. Oh, I'm going far away, Nora darling, and the ship is now anchored in the bay. And with the rising sun, you will hear the signal gun. So be ready, it will carry us away. Oh, come to my arms, Nora darling, bid your friends and old Ireland goodbye. And come and go with me to that dear land of the free, and live happy with your Barney McCoy. I'd go with you, Barney darling, but the reason that I told you of before, it would break my mother's heart if from her I had to part and go roaming with you, Barney McCoy. Then I'm going far away, Nora darling, and as sure as there's a God that we adore, just remember what I say, that until the judgment day, you will never see your Barney anymore. So come to my arms, Nora darling, bid your friends and old Ireland goodbye, and come and go with me to that dear land of the free, and live happy with your Barney McCoy. I'd go with you, Barney darling, if my father, mother, and the rest of them come too. For I know we would be blessed in that dear land of the West, living happy with you, Barney McCoy. Then it's come to my arms, Nora darling, bid your friends and old Ireland goodbye, and come and go with me to that dear land of the free, and live happy with your Barney McCoy. Oh, come to my arms, Nora darling, bid your friends and old Ireland goodbye, and come and go with me to that dear land of the free, and live happy with your Barney McCoy. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to finish up here with an instrumental piece called At a Georgia Camp Meeting. And, well, let's talk more tune. You set?
Absolutely.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I told you I was going to try to entertain you. Sometimes you don't need words, you just need cool stuff and talent. Let's hear it for all the talent tonight. And let's have another round for Bill Mansfield and Chris Romaine. So this is Gordon, the telepresence robot. We use him in the Baron and Ellen Gordon art galleries in Norfolk, Virginia. And he was an idea that I had during the pandemic to expand access. And our first public visitor connected from Russia. So truly anybody in the world can use this. Anybody's welcome to use it at the Banjo Gathering as well. If you're here, just hit me up, find me, and we'll get you connected. If you have family members, I think we have, who's connecting tomorrow from, is it Switzerland? All right, yeah, so don't be shy. Excited yet again for our next performer. A reprise of sorts, but doing something completely different. Please welcome again Aaron Jonah Lewis. Oh, okay. Anybody know any jokes? Okay, once again, Aaron Jonah Lewis.
I'll just raise one of these up. I figured since I wasn't planning to play fiddle, but since I got it out for Christian. No. What? Okay. A little bit of danger. Nice. This is not really going to pick up what I'm playing, but I guess you'll probably hear it anyways. I just want to, play something I know how to play on the fiddle.
Where's the fun in that?
Sorry, I liked what I did with Chris. It was cool too, but this is whoa, what are there mics like in the ceiling? Okay. Yeah, it's cool. I'm not worried. I trust you all can hear me. And if you can't, it's your problem. I'm going to start with a waltz that I wrote, kind of inspired by Bob Wills, and I named it for I don't want to say sweet, but a special little dog named Albie. It's called Albie's Waltz. Thank you. And I have with me tonight my most prized possession, which is this little index card that has all the pieces, classic banjo pieces I've learned to play on it. If I lose this, I don't know how to play anything anymore. But seriously, it is a thrill for me. Like, I learn by ear and I learn from reading sheet music, but I'm not as accustomed to learning from sheet music. And when I started doing that, it was really cool. I had this moment of connection with the past that I hadn't experienced before, because it was like, this is how everybody used to learn to read. Like, this is how everyone learned music. Either, it could be by ear, of course, but like, this is how all the, this is how the phenomenon happened when people were selling sheet music and a hit was made and everyone was buying a copy of it. They were taking it home and learning to play it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the exact same thing that those people were doing 100 years, 120, 150 years ago, and longer ago than that. So it's exciting. And as a way of potentially embarrassing myself, I'm going to play a piece that I thought would be fun to play, but I'm not sure I remember it. It's a Joe Morley piece that I didn't record, and I'm thinking about a volume 2, but there's, of course, other projects in line. And this is a lighthearted one called Nuts and Wine. I know we've got plenty of nuts right here in the house, but hopefully no wine. Thank you. For my last and final number, oh, wait, before I get into this, I want to tell everyone that I did bring a handful of different CDs that I've made. I didn't show them all on the screen earlier, but I brought a few of them here. And I also, you don't have to buy anything, but I have an email list, which I love to keep in touch with people, and I just send out an email every month or two with updates about what I've been doing, opinions about the world. I often include book reports because I like to read and like hear about other people's stuff they're reading, and you know, it's pretty casual. So people who are on the list often tell me that they really like the emails, and I'm always like, does anybody read them? And they're like, I read them, so it's cool. Yeah, thank you, Tony. And there's also some beard balm over there, which is all natural, made in Detroit, leave-in beard conditioner, and just, you know, the holidays are coming up. Just putting it out there, make a great stocking stuffer. I don't know what else. Oh, no, there is one other thing. I got these photos. I forget what they're called, like the old-fashioned tintypes. They're tintype photos that this guy made for me. And I have them for sale. I've never sold one, but I've also never tried. And I just thought, maybe this is a collector's. People maybe want to collect a picture of me. Like, it's cute. I'm wearing a vest. I have a fez. You know, I usually perform with a fez. I didn't bring it. Anyway, now I'm going to get into the story behind this next song. This is one of the ragtime pieces that's going to be on my collection of the new album. And I used to introduce it by saying, this is a special one for all the musicians because it's got scales in it. You all know what scales are, right? It's called Ragging the Scale. And then this piece consists of scales. But I learned some backstory to it, which is really cool, and it goes back to Baltimore. So turn of the century Baltimore, turn of the 20th century Baltimore. And ragtime is huge in Baltimore, as it is in many places. And, you know, the piano professors are kind of competing with each other for, you know, the best gigs and whatever. And two of the prominent ragtime players in Baltimore at the time were Eubie Blake, who you may have heard of, and Huey Wolford, who you may have also heard of. I hadn't heard of Wolford before this story. And the two of them were kind of frenemies, you know, they were friendly rivals. And they were chatting one time about how, you know, Wolford would just rag anything. And even, you know, that people would make requests of him, you know, and even he would even rag the church ladies, ask him to play Hosanna, and he would play Hosanna. He said, I played Hosanna, but he ragged it, and so they would get annoyed. And, you know, Eubie would just play it as written to get the tip and just be done with it. And Eubie says Blake says to Wolford, I bet you would even rag the scale. So Wolford goes home, and he practices all day, and he comes back the next day, and he says, yeah, check this out. And he plays Ragging the Scale. But I think that Wolford and Blake kind of co-wrote it, even unwittingly, because Wolford only played it in one key. So Blake takes it, and he plays it, you know, the next day he goes over to Wolford, where Wolford's playing. He says, let me show you this. And he plays it in 5 keys. And he says, hey, you copped that from me. And Blake says, oh, nobody owns the scale. So, and then the irony of this is that Wolford went on to play in a bar where a couple of other musicians, a couple of white musicians were in residence. One of them was Ed Claypool. And Ed Claypool picked it up from Wolford and ended up copywriting it about a decade later. And Eubie Blake said, I never thought anyone would try to own the scale. So, you know, I always thought this piece was written by Ed Claypool, but no, it was written by Blake and Wolford, and just kind of appropriated, like so many other things, like almost everything, honestly. But here it is. It's a really fun piece called Ragging the Scale. And it's actually, I believe this is also, I just want to give a little more backstory. I was exposed to this piece through a recording of Joe Venuti, who is my jazz fiddle icon legend, the greatest, in my opinion. And he had this swinging version, and I brought that to a band I was in. I'm no longer with them, but I have the wax cylinder recordings that we made of Rucci Tucci and the Ragtime Shepherd Kings. And so I brought that to the band, and we played that kind of version of the Ragging the Scale. And then I dug a little deeper, and I found a recording of Van Epps playing it, and I thought, oh, that's really square. I want to play it that way, too. I want to learn it on the banjo. So this was not written for the banjo, and this was my arrangement of it comes from the printed score I could find, the earliest version I could find, But then I also had some influence from Fred Van Epps, and I also used a little bit of imagination, imagining what it could have been like before it got written down and copyrighted. So here's Ragging the Scale. You might hear some scales if you use your ear. For all you musicians. Okay. Yeah.
Stuff's pretty good, Aaron. I guess I have to buy this now. Will it make my beard look as luscious and full as yours?
Yes.
All right. I'll buy it. All right, let's hear it again for Aaron Jonah Lewis. Attractive design. This and other merch is at the merch table in the dark over there. So we'll turn the lights on after the show. Support your musicians. A lot of these folks make their living playing music and teaching lessons and making recordings and products to sell. So give it a look. This next performer, I've been a fan of his style and skill for a very long time. We used to live in Bloomington, Indiana together, had a few opportunities to play, not enough. So now we get to hear him again. Please welcome to the stage, Ken Perlman.
Wow, this is great. So this is like the first live performance I've done since COVID began. feels live. Wow, that was some great stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to start out with a couple of old-time tunes. These are tunes I played with the great fiddler Alan Jabbour. We worked together for many years and passed away about 4 years ago now. So we used to always start our sets with a tune called Billy in the Low Land, not Billy in the Low Ground. And he got it from a fiddler named Henry Reed, who used to describe it as a East Virginia tune. That means it's a Virginia tune. And then I'll follow it with a tune Alan used to call West Virginia Highway that most people nowadays call Ebenezer. I'm going to play a medley of tunes from that I learned on Prince Edward Island. It starts out with a Strathspey called the Monlachie Bridge, and then play a tune called the Heather Hills, or sometimes Heather on the Hill, and finally the Farmer's Reel, also known as the Golden Wedding. you very much. Now for something a little different. So I'm going to play a medley of Squirrel Hunters, which John Hartford, well, it's an interesting story. John Hartford heard that his great idol, fiddling idol, Ed Haley, had played a tune called Squirrel Hunters. But he had never recorded it, and no one had any idea what it sounded like. And then years later, it turned out, someone pointed out that there were a whole series of tunes called Squirrel Hunters in a book written by a folklorist named Samuel Bayard called Dance to the Fiddle, March to the Fife. It's Pennsylvania tunes. And so Hartford looked at these 4 or 5 different versions of the same tune, and he came up with an incredible gem that has captivated bluegrass and old-time audiences. So I'll start with that, and then I'm going to go into a tune by this guy of Scottish descent from Kentucky named Bill Monroe. It's called Jerusalem Ridge. And I'd like to mention that I have some CDs and also some instruction books, including my latest called Appalachian Fiddle Tunes for Clawhammer, which was a lot of fun to do. And I hope to see lots of you tomorrow morning for my talk on banjo rappers. Here we go.
Let's hear it again for Ken Perlman. All right. Our next performer is, wait, what? Sarah Gerber Michael. What? Oh, seriously? Come on. Okay. You're missing out, just saying. Sarah's here. I think she's in the studio. Fantastic banjo player, singer. And Justin Golden is in the house, too. Give it up for Justin Golden. Yeah. Justin's an amazing guitar player, finger picking, and original songs and old traditional stuff. He's been in the studio coming out with recordings, so check those out. So, our real final performer really needs no introduction and graced us on the opening night of the Banjo Gathering this year with a wonderful talk/performance, told some amazing stories, and we're really glad to have him back. Please welcome Tony Trishko.
Why do you never see a cow hiding in a tree?
Why do you never see a cow hiding in a tree?
Because they're so good at it. I thought we were supposed to tell jokes, so. Well, sadly, this is my last night here. I have to go home tomorrow, but I've had an amazing time here, and thank you all so much. It's really been a joy. So, I don't really have any CDs for sale. I have some banjo socks in my car, but no one would probably be interested in those. I am looking to sell my pre-war master tone in case anyone's interested. I'm taking bids right now. So I'm going to start with a medley of 3 tunes. And the first one is John Henry, and it has a slight influence from Etta Baker because everyone always goes to a 5-chord. She went to a 4-chord, which I thought was really gorgeous. So. And then the second tune is Bonaparte's Retreat, and I had the joy of jamming with John Hartford one night at Elkins and played it, and he said, well, you know, there's another part that Ed Haley used to play, and he showed it to me. So the last part is from Ed Haley. And then the last tune is one that I wrote, and I recorded it, and I just, you know, when you write a tune and you have to record it, you have to come up with a name for it. So I threw some name on there, which I've long since forgotten. So for tonight, it's the Williamsburg Frolic. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let's see here. When you play bluegrass-oriented music, you're just supposed to stay in G, but somehow it didn't work out that way here. So these two parrots are sitting on a perch, and one says to the other, "Do you smell fish?" That's one of those delayed reaction kind of things. This is a tune I wrote a while back and had Abigail Washburn sing a vocal on it, which you will not hear me sing, but it's called Lost. Thank you. And this is a banjo that was developed by Bela Fleck, and it's made by the Gold Tone folks. And it's done open, well, at the moment in open C tuning, and it's going to stay there for this tune. And I got this just before the pandemic hit and just fell in love with it and wrote 7 tunes. And this is one of them. And it's named for our dog, Django. It's called Django's Dream. And my wife said, you know, you should put some Django Reinhardt licks in it somewhere. And I said, it's not that kind of a tune. It just doesn't really fit, I don't think. And she said, well, give it a try. And of course, she was right. And so it starts with just a tiny little bit of a Django thing, and then goes into the tune itself. And thank you again so much, folks. Again, total joy being with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, more for Tony Chischko. Thank you, Tony, the one and the only. Wow, awesome night, right? Yeah. Let's hear it for Jim Palacio on live sound. It sounded amazing. And we're not done yet. We have a full day of programming tomorrow. If you're watching online and you're nearby and want to come in person, you can go to the banjogathering.com to register, or there's virtual registration as well. Follow at ODU Arts on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and you can see this show again. Elderly Instruments as well. And yeah, I just want to thank everybody for coming out, being together in the same space, sharing such great talent. And that's our show. So have fun, get loose, don't break any of the old banjos or you'll be in trouble.